I'm gonna do some reading quotes from the Talmud. I'm not gonna do the long ones. But basically, the decision of the Talmud are words of the living God. Jehovah himself asks the opinion of earthly rabbis when there are difficult affairs in heaven. So it's a central book for the Jewish Orthodox tradition. I'm not going to read all those really long ones, maybe short pieces. On reading the Morasha and Inheritance, meaning I think these books, he steals it. On reading the Morasha, well, I'm not going to do it because it calls for my death. Let's just do... I can't ignore all these quotes anyway. Sanhedrin 59a. To communicate anything to a goy about our religious relations would be equal to the killing of all Jews. For if the goyim knew what we teach about them, they would kill us openly. Well, thankfully for us, there are about 144, maybe one or two off, 149, yeah, that was it, more Christians than Jews, and there are 129 times more Muslims than Jews, so I guess good luck. I hope you don't kill me, but my faith is in God, so it is what it is. I prefer speaking the truth over being a coward. Libra David 37. A Jew should and must make a false oath when the goyim asks if our book contain anything against them. Okay. And here it goes on basically cursing all nations that don't believe in their God, that crush them into pieces, inflict them with thy wrath, O Lord, all bone from them, take away all bone from them. It's really just really nice, inclusive religion. Zohar told Noah 36b, when a Messiah comes, every Jew will have 2,800 slaves. Wow, well, thankfully they're not in positions of power in media and banking, so it's not like they're actively trying to do that, I guess. The house of the goy. Goy means unclean or non-Jew. It is in the disparaging term for a non-Jew, yeah. One looks as on the fold of cattle. Wow, that's nice. If it can be proven that someone has given money of Israelites to the goyim, a way must be found after prudent consideration to wipe him off the face of the earth. Okay. Happy will be the lost Israel, whom the Holy One, blessed is He, has chosen from amongst the goyim, of whom the scriptures say, their work is but vanity. It is an illusion at which we must laugh. They will all perish when God visits them in His wrath. At the moment when the Holy One, blessed be He, will exterminate all the goyim of the world, Israel alone will subsist, even as it is written, the Lord alone will appear great on that day. So nice. It's a complete contrast, by the way, to just the Old Testament or the Torah. This is a very specific, hardcore Jewish Orthodox book. That the Jewish nation is the only nation selected by God, while all the remaining ones are contemptible and hateful. That all property of all nations belongs to the Jewish nation, which consequently is entitled to seize upon it without any scruples. An Orthodox Jew is not bound to observe principles of morality towards people of other tribes. He may act contrary to morality if it is profitable to himself or to Jews in general. A Jew may rob a goy, he may cheat on him over a bill which should not be perceived by him. Otherwise, the name of God would become dishonored. If a heathen smites a Jew, he is worthy of death, for it is written, and he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian. Hanina also said, he who smites an Israelite on the jaw is as though he assaulted the divine presence, for it is written, one who smitheth man, i.e. an Israelite, they see only humans, only Israelites as humans, or only Jews as humans, we are goy, attack the Holy One. In other words, if a non-Jew kills a Jew, the non-Jew can be killed. Punching an Israelite is akin to assaulting God, but killing a non-Jew is not like assaulting God. If a goy killed a goy or a Jew, he is responsible, but if a Jew killed a goy, he is not responsible. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Everyone who sheds the blood of the impious non-Jew is acceptable to God as he offers a sacrifice to God. And this is just, you can just look up these quotes. You can just look them up. These ones were a little bit hard to find, but Sanhedrin are easier to find. They just have their official translations just right on their page. is not even hidden. And this is just sick. And they hate Christians, they hate Christ, these real Orthodox. They also describe Christ as just having everything come to him. He practiced sorcery, and therefore, he's burning in hell and excrement and all that kind of stuff. And it just goes on and on and on. It makes you wonder, why isn't this taught in school? Why do we never hear anything about their religion? We hear about everything else, but we don't hear about their religion, right? And of course you can't question anything they say or have any critique to them. Why not? Well, then you're an anti-Semite. Oh, you're an anti-Semitic. Oh, you're a Nazi. Oh, you're just an anti-Semitic. As if you would criticize a white person from Sweden, you also wouldn't suddenly go, oh, that must mean you're anti-white. Well, that's really not acceptable. Or if you criticize someone from Japan, oh, are you anti-Japanese? Don't you know how dangerous it is to be anti-Japanese? It doesn't make any sense. You can't criticize them, therefore you're anti-Semitic. What does anti-Semitic even mean? What is this? Is this not anti everything else? So who were the real supremacists? Was everything true that we're being taught? You know that it is. You can question everything, every event in history, everything, all peoples, everything, but you can't question one event. Now, if that event, and I'm not going to deny it, that would be illegal. But if that event was completely true, let's say it is completely true, then why can't you talk about it? I can't ask that question, right? Why can't you talk about it? It just goes on and on and on. Everything a Jew needs for his church ritual, no goy is permitted to manufacture, but only a Jew, because it must be manufactured by human beings, and the Jew is not permitted to consoy the goyim as human beings. So who were the real supremacists during that time? Was everything true that were being taught? A Jew may do to non-Jewish what he can do. He may treat her as he treats a piece of meat. A Jew may violate but not marry a non-Jewish girl. These are just wonderful, right? A Jew may violate but not marry a non-Jewish girl. Wow. A boy goy after 9 years old, this is true as well, and 1 day old. And a girl after 3 years and 1 day old are considered filthy. But you can't have sex with them if they're younger than that. Rabbi said, these are long quotes. A non-Jew is legally fatherless. This is just pure insanity. It's pure Jewish supremacy. That's what this is. It's Jewish supremacy. Totally insane. Just more wonderful. Come in here. A maiden aged 3 years. I'm not going to read this because it's just too gross. But let me just tell you, it gets worse. It gets worse. Well, I've already said some of it. It just gets worse and worse. And this basically ends here. But